Blame Truth here, and I've finally figured out what they're doing. I've finally figured out where they're going with everything, and I've finally figured out that in about 1 month's time, Call of Duty is done. And that's kind of dramatic. I get it. And I've said some things like, hey, this game's like morally dead. This game's creatively dead, whatever. I think the game is done in about 1 month. And I wish I were joking there. But what I've figured out today, I've actually been doing my research all day, trying to figure out what in the fuck it is they are actually doing with this garbage franchise. And I have figured it out, and my logic is sound, and everything lines up, and I have the receipts, and I have the proof, and I have all of this stuff. And without further ado, I guess I'll just say I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So before I get into the actual meat and potatoes here, if you guys could drop a like, drop a comment on this, because I kind of want everyone to see this. If you don't know what to comment, say, this video was amazing, learned a lot, or whatever. You know, that famous phrase from the botted comments on the Black Ops 7 trailer. I mean, it might as well be 6.5, let's be honest. But yeah, either way. Before I get into the meat and potatoes, though, I want to give a quick shout out to this amazing monitor that Anakin sent me. I've been using two 1080p monitors for quite a while now, and these guys actually sent me this for free. It is an amazing 49-inch ultra-wide monitor. It's great to finally upgrade. This thing is absolutely insane for gaming, multitasking, what have you. Click my link in the video description. Check them out. Get yours today. They're currently having a sale on Amazon. And yeah, it's fantastic. So thank you guys for that. I really, really appreciate it. But I digress. We have some very, very depressing news to cover. In my last video, I talked about how tons of devs got fired. And the reason for this was to eventually replace them with AI. I wish I were joking there. I wish that was exaggerated. I wish that was clickbait in some ways. But no, viewer, it's not. That is a cold hard fact. You can check out the last video if you missed it. And in the video before that one, I talked about how this game is just done. No one seems happy with it. Everyone seems almost bored with it. It's not even like an anger anymore. Yeah, there's disappointment. Yeah, there's vitriol and hate. But it's more like just this apathetic disappointment, which is the worst thing you could have with your video game franchise. Take a look at this. It's not just me, it is other content creators. I actually made this a post on my community tab on YouTube, but everyone's just late to the party. I called this, I mean, look guys, I have called so much right. Love me, hate me, anything in between. Can we just admit that I was right? For the most part, I have called it verbatim. And I hate to keep like hammering that home, but it's very clear that I've been doing this so long. I've been covering this franchise so long. I know how things operate with these people. Can we just admit I kind of know what's going to happen before it happens? It should be obvious to everyone, but I mean, the sad fact is that pretty much everyone is blinded by, excitement, emotions, what have you, blind hope. I hate to crush your dreams, but you should have listened to me. You should have listened to me, and I hope you listen to me again in this video, because this is exactly what they're doing here. So we covered the whole AI thing. It's going to be a disaster when their plan actually goes through. It's already kind of started, but let me just break this down for you. They have been firing devs left and right. Ever since the Microsoft acquisition, they've been firing devs, and we finally figured out why with the last video. It is to push this AI slop, automate everything, suck the soul out of the game like it's being given a blowjob by a New York City prostitute. And this is all in the name of money. AI is a lot cheaper in the long run than hiring people. God knows what would happen, if you hired nothing but people. You might get games like Black Ops 2 or classics, absolute classics like Elden Ring, or dare I say Chrono Trigger. Let's take it way back. You might get Super Mario Brothers. I'm talking about the first one on NES. And I'm not talking about the DEI hires they had where, let's hire like 3,000 devs that don't know what the fuck they're doing and then have the people that do know what the fuck they're doing leave because they hate the direction the series is going. And I have an absolutely crazy theory with that. Hear me out here and tell me if this doesn't make complete sense, okay? It's honestly not out of the realm of possibility that they hired those people and signed them to some sort of contract where they can have like machine learning, just tracking every single thing they do development wise. I think that's a very real possibility. I don't think that's insane. I don't think that's a conspiracy theory to even mention that. I think that is something they would 100% do, and that might be why they hired so many devs. And now those devs are being replaced by AI that tries to replicate them, I guess very poorly, I might add, and they're already doing a pretty fucking poor job to start with. AAA gaming has completely lost the plot. Like, guys, just recently I posted some Peak gameplay. It is like $8 on Steam. It sold 5 million copies in under a month. Eight devs or so, I think it's like 8 to 12 devs made that game. It's fun, it's original, it is fantastic. It's the best indie game I've played since Lethal Company. And when Lethal Company came out, that game was made by one guy, and he was a furry! Why do we need 3,000 devs that need their data harvested to feed the AI to cut costs when you could just hire a couple hundred talented, passionate, creative people and give them time? Everything is about money with these schmucks, and it's going to backfire stupendously. They're so focused on money and numbers and, the data. They're so focused on that garbage that they don't see that they are sabotaging their own product. They have literally drilled a hole in the boat looking for oil and don't notice the water coming up through it, sinking the ship. If you don't believe me, take a look at this. And then I'm going to explain what the hell I'm talking about, okay? A Warzone dev recently posted this. Day 1 at Epic Games. And Ghost of Hope says, interesting how Epic is taking so many Warzone devs in. And it is very interesting. And I'll tell you what's going on here. And what I was talking about the whole like oil analogy and the water in the boat, it's not a very good analogy, to be honest. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But then again, at the same time, what they're doing doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe it's perfect. I don't know. Regardless, the problem here is that they are firing these devs to try to make these games with AI. They think AI is the future and it's going to be great and whatnot. They are firing these devs and giving the competition the actual manpower, the actual talent. It's so stupid. They are giving away their talent, and these people, let's say, I don't know, Epic Games ends up cutting some of them eventually. They are not going to go work at a company that fired them for AI in the future. They are going to be blacklisted. I mean, to be completely honest, the devs that they currently have now, they gotta be just bottom of the barrel talent-wise. Activision hires the cheapest, like most malleable, most easily mentally controlled people they possibly can, because they don't want anyone going against their vision, going against their narcissistic ideas that don't make any fucking sense in the long term. It's all about data and money and manipulation and how do we keep little Timmy on the game and all that stuff. And they're failing to bring that human aspect into it. And I don't just mean like with devs getting replaced by AI. I mean that like human touch, that soul, that, oh, this game was made by, you know, a creative human being, and it comes across when you pick up the controller. It's something that I experienced, again, going back to Peak or Lethal Company. You play those games and you think, wow, this game was made by a creative, talented person. That's what you will think when you play those games. If you go back and play any old school classic game, you know, like legendary game, like let's say, again, Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VII or Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, something like that. You play those games and you're like, wow, it feels like a piece of art designed by a master. It feels like you're playing the Mona Lisa. You know what I mean? It's something that simply cannot be replicated by people that don't have a lot of talent or passion or whatever, and B, AI. You cannot replicate it. It's impossible. If Epic Games are sniping the best of the best talent that are getting released, Activision Blizzard, they're probably releasing people that have, you know, a higher salary and more experience and more pull because they want to do that whole AI thing. So at a certain point, Call of Duty is going to be just like a couple hundred talentless hacks and then just AI. That's it. But that's just one thing they're doing to shoot themselves in the foot. There's another thing they're doing, and it's right in front of our faces. But the thing is that they're so desperate and stupid and out of touch that they don't realize this is also killing their game. Take a look at this. This is the player retention data, confirmed, by the way, for Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 6. Now, this is with Warzone combined into it. It's that entire Call of Duty hub garbage. So, Warzone has something to do with it as well. But the point is that Black Ops 6 is a colossal failure. And this is like 4 months after it came out. God knows where it's actually at now, but I mean, we've seen the player counts just continue to drop, continue to dip. There was 1 month where it didn't drop, and that was when they, you know, broke the emergency glass and brought us Verdansk, but they didn't do anything about the fucking cheating, and they didn't do anything about every other problem, and they continued to break the game with untested garbage updates. As of me making this video, tons of people can't even play the game because they're stuck on the message of the day thing, and if they try to play it, it just freezes. The game just freezes. And this is like all platforms, by the way. So, man, this just goes to show, though, that it's a colossal failure. It failed to retain players. It's down even further than this, I would almost guarantee. What are we at, like month 8 now or so of Black Ops 6? But I'm showing you this because this explains perfectly why we are getting so many cringy, stupid skins where COD's just trying to be like Fortnite's creepy uncle, as Nero says. Guys, flat out, they are desperate and they want Fortnite players. They have failed their core demographic. Instead of doing the right thing and trying to get their core player base back, they are trying to dip into the Fortnite player base and get them to come play, but they're too stupid to realize that they are just like a poor man's Fortnite then. Why the fuck would you play that instead of Fortnite? Like, who is out there playing Fortnite as, like, Peter Griffin? And then they're going to see this stupid American Dad skin come to Call of Duty, and they're going to be like, wow, I'm going to not only purchase this $70 game, but buy this $30 skin as well. I'm going to spend $100 and play this game instead of just Fortnite. This is the dumbest plan, but this is 100% what they are doing. Argue against this. Does this not explain why they are doing this? Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe you think I'm grasping at straws and I'm just making stuff up to fit my narrative. But if we actually take a look at the demographics, the age demographics or whatever, you'll see that this is exactly what they are doing. More than 60% of Fortnite players are between 18 and 24 years old. But we know that's not true. I mean, it is, but not technically true. Although many younger users lie about their age to get access to Fortnite, the percentage is calculated according to the DOB entered while registering as a user. You know for a fact, 13-year-old little Timmy is saying he's 18 years old when he signs up. And that's factoring into this 62.7% here. So basically, 62.7% of the player base are anywhere from like 3 to 24 years old. It's a pretty young demographic. The 25 to 34-year-olds make up much less of the player base, and it goes on and on down the list there. Let's take a look at Call of Duties. Now, this was much harder to find, by the way. I had to, like, search for threads and stuff like that in different places, but I got something off of the website Audience. I think it's how you say it, but it's spelled kind of weird. If we look down in the lower left corner here, ignore the green bar. That's like that's something else as it pertains to this study, but the core demographic for Call of Duty is actually the age bracket above this, 25 to 34. Now, if we factor in the 13 and 17-year-olds, then the 18 to 24 demographic is a little bit more than 25-34, but the fact of the matter is that 25 to 44-year-old demographic is where Call of Duty really resonates, because it's historically been a pretty mature game, you know? The fact of the matter is, though, with the player retention drops, they're desperate. They are trying to get that younger Fortnite demographic to come over, but in doing so, they are alienating the 25 to 44-year-old demographic that Call of Duty has been built upon. It's possible that they have, you know, a decent amount of 18 to 24 and younger demographics staying on the game because of their manipulative casino matchmaking and like storefront and all that stuff. But they're driving away the older players who are sick of this cartoony, stupid, unicorn fart, Ninja Turtle, American Dad, Beavis and Butthole, Lizard, Weedman garbage. And next month, guys, it's just over. And I say that because we are going to get the Call of Duty reveal next month officially. And it is going to be an absolute disaster. This is the year where Call of Duty isn't going to be saying like, wow, this is the most played Call of Duty of all time, or wow, this is like the most profitable game of all time. It actually might end up being the most profitable game of all time because they are upping the price another $10, reportedly. Embarrassing. I know I'm a Call of Duty YouTuber and I play the games every year for the simple fact that I want to fairly review them for you guys so you can make an educated purchase. But this year, I swear to you, I know it might hurt my channel. I know it might hurt my pockets. I'm seriously thinking about not even bothering with it. If I do bother with it, it'll be on Game Pass. But I haven't even gotten through like one prestige on Black Ops 6. Truthfully, and I'm not just saying this for the video, it is one of the worst games I've ever played. Truthfully, it feels like it was made by ChatGPT. It does not feel like a game. It feels like a science experiment, and it makes me feel like a guinea pig. It is completely unenjoyable from the core aspects all the way down to every little thing in the menu, the sound effects. I fucking hate it. I loathe it. I despise it. If I never booted up the game again, it would be too soon. But back to the Black Ops 7 reveal. Take a look at this. Insider Gaming says the worldwide reveal of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 will take place at Gamescom opening night live. Jeff Keighley announced that the game will make an appearance during the show in a massive way. As far as what will be shown from the game, that wasn't confirmed. However, it could be expected that players will get a new trailer along with a look at gameplay for the latest game in the long-running series. I'm going to predict that this game is going to get booed out of the fucking building. Nowhere online. I mean, maybe like in person it's going to be different, but nowhere online have I seen any positivity whatsoever with Black Ops 7. Only the most diehard of fanboys are looking forward to this game, and every time I see them looking forward to it on Reddit, and they are definitely in the minority there, they get downvoted into oblivion. I just think this game's gonna just end. We're gonna see this gameplay trailer. Everyone is going to boo it and shit on it, and it's going to be just a disaster. And come release time, guys, I'm sorry, this year, I don't see it selling well. I just don't. I think this is going to be record low sales, record low players. I could be wrong there. Maybe the Call of Duty player base is that addicted and that gullible. Maybe they're just chained by the balls when it comes to this series. But man, I have never seen everything just so down bad before. I really have not. Been covering this franchise since 2007, guys. I have never, right hand to God, never seen it this bad. That's going to be it for me, though. I'm out of time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think Call of Duty begins its downward spiral in 1 month's time. I'll catch you guys in the next one, though. Rate, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Peace.